I have started this web series to bring to the notice of the listeners each and every article of the Constitution, highlighting wherever the constitutional provisions were misunderstood, misused, and misapplied. However, we cannot ignore the contemporary conflicting issues. So, today I would like to deal with social issue, the allegation that Brahmins denied entry of Dalits into Hindu temples. First of all, we have to consider whether the allegation was true or not. It was true that Dalits were denied entry into Hindu temples. I can remember at least one incident. In 1930, Ambedkar took a satyagraha, Kalaram Temple Satyagraha, against denial of entry of Dalits into Hindu temples in Madhya Pradesh. Dalits are wearing the names of Rama, Krishna, Lakshmi, Parvati, etc. It indicates that at one point of time they were staunch Hindus. In fact, they should be, because they are the ancient residents and rulers of this Jambudvip. To my mind, it appears they have lost political power at some point of time. The successive rulers have treated them with animosity. If Brahmins invite Dalits into temples and bless them with all prosperity, power, do not retain their heads on their shoulders, because the temples are not their property. They are only workers in that for livelihood. Temples belong to Kshatriyas who have constructed them. Brahmins do not hate anybody, because if anybody comes to temple and throw some money into his offering plate, he will be more than happy. But the rulers who came to power by defeating the Dalits will not allow that. When kings succeed over other kings, they will kill as many people as possible. That was war all about. And in due course of time, when reins of power change, slowly the defeated people will be allowed entry into villages and to undertake menial jobs. Even at that time, they will not allow these defeated people to sit along with them, to do businesses, or to hold properties. So, the reason the denial of entry of Dalits into Hindu temples is not social, it could be political. In a very recent history, Gowda Sarvai Papana ruled over Telangana just 400 years back. At the same time, Vadaras ruling the parts of Rayalaseema. Kakatiyas were none other than Boyas. Most of the kings, actually, they were Mudiraj. When the entire economy was about agriculture, transportation, and fishing, these were the people who ruled over the rivers and used them for transportation, agriculture, and fishing. Shalivahanas were considered to be potterers. Yadavas were none other than the dynasty to which Lord Sri Krishna belonged. You can see the dynasties in South India, Chera, Chola, Pandya, etc., and the Chauhans, etc., of North India. Now that we have one of the best constitutions in the world, under that constitution, we have right to enter any public place. They say that Brahmins do not allow anybody to touch them, but that is also not true. What they eat and drink, what they wear, is all that was brought into existence by other communities. Of course, while engaged in the worship of a deity, they will not allow anybody to touch them. They have to be very pious and clean. If they are unclean, if they have chewed a pan or smoked a cigar or had one or two pegs of whiskey or had dirty clothes on him, do the devotees allow him touch the deity? Do the devotees take the prasadam through his hands? Do they take his blessings? In fact, they don't touch him. If he is ugly and unclean, devotees don't touch him. Especially these allegations are made by those people who have recently migrated to other religions. The persons who have migrated from Hinduism to other communities recently have more hatred towards their parent religion. In the name of canvassing for their religion, they will be degrading their parent religion to justify why they have left that religion. If somebody criticizes the faith, belief, and worship of somebody, he is a constitutional criminal. He is committing a constitutional crime. It is the government which should control crime. If they do not control, the government becomes criminal. It was Lord Sri Krishna who has divided people into four classes: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmins were venerated for their knowledge of Vedas, and they were respected, honored, and nurtured because they always blessed the people with all that they wish. In fact, before this Puranic period, there was Vedic period. During Vedic period, maybe more than 3500 years back ago, there was no idol worship. There was only yajna and yaga as means of satisfying the gods. And animals were sacrificed and their meat was shared among everybody when Brahmins were meat eaters. Only after the advent of Jainism in BC 7th century and Buddhism in 5th BC, all the kings in India have got converted into Buddhism. As a result, Buddhism says that Veda is not the standard of reference, yajna and yagas are prohibited, and sacrificing of animals is prohibited. Due to that, Brahmins have kept themselves away from Hindu rituals for about 1300 years until Shankaracharya was born in 835 AD and he toured all the then India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, everywhere, and he established temples. And Advaita is only a scientific approach to the universe. It said that there are no two things, there is only one thing, that is the universe. Each and every part we see and we can't see or perceive are part and parcel of that whole universe. That is Advaita. There are no two things. Some people think Adi Shankaracharya was a Shivite, because his name was Shankaracharya, but it was not true. He realized that he was part of the universe. That's all. Hindu saints, be Adi Shankaracharya or Ramanujacharya, they treated all communities alike. They did not discriminate people based on caste. In ancient times of Vedic period, there were only Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and they were interchangeable. Anybody upgrade himself. A Shudra can upgrade himself to a Vaishya, Kshatriya, or Brahmin as he may wish with perseverance. And any upper Varna man can marry a woman from the lower Varna. That means he is becoming son-in-law, he is becoming relative of these Shudras. But at the same time, it was only a one condition that Shudra men should not marry women from upper caste, because upper caste will be hardly 1, 2 or 3 or 5%. Kshatriyas will be less than 1%, Brahmins may be 1%, and Vaishyas who have properties and business could be 10 to 15%, and most of the people are Shudras. Shudras with their hard work and perseverance may become a Vaishya, Kshatriya or Brahmin, but cannot marry a girl from higher Varnas. He may become a king and then he can marry any girl. This is a reasonable condition for the society to maintain harmony in the society. But this caste system emanated only for political reasons. When somebody wins over the other group to take over their resources and their women, the winner will feel that they are a superior race and the losers are hunted and killed. This way, these several groups have merged and demerged lakhs of times, as a result of which these castes have emanated. When Dharmaraj went to play the deceitful game of dice with Kauravas, in that game of dice he first lost his money, treasury, his kingdom, his family, then his wife, and then himself. And later they were subjected to insult. They had to live in forest for 12 years. They have to live in slavery for one more year. Only then they came to Kurukshetra with 7 lakhs people and paraphernalia and got their kingdom back. This is what the people of SC, ST, BC communities of today should emulate. If they make caste fights, sure they will get rations, pensions and reservations, but not power. To get power like Pandavas, They have to be obedient. They have to mingle with people. They have to serve the society. They should be seen as benevolent people. Otherwise, nobody will support them. Everybody will hate them. Everybody will keep them away. These social wars in the name of caste were encouraged by the communists in the first instance, the means of capturing power, maybe thinking that all downtrodden people will be with them. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I request you to please subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and please comment on them. I will be glad to reply to your worthy comments. Thank you.